comments, feedback, or suggestions for me? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Awesome. I am going to turn this back over to Roger Richards into his capable hands. And now he's trying to pawn his microphone off on Kyle Kissman with Utility Partners. So yeah, that's not going to work, sir. Yeah, he wasn't real happy about that. I'm going to go back and leave up. Do you want the month or year date?
Either one. I mean, I like to jump between both of them, but while you're on the year one right there.
Yes, sir.
What I like on there is the very bottom numbers. Guys and gals, to me, we're doing a heck of a job with the reduction and everything. And I know we were talking about doing that 50 and 5, damages by 50% in 5 years. I'm not gonna say that's working or helping, but I feel like it would be, because that's taking stress off of the locators. You know, out there trying to get tickets done that doesn't need to be located, like we always talk about. Updating tickets that don't need to be updated. If you look right there for the year, it's down 11.2%. That means we're getting that message out, is the way I look at that. That number's not going up. And then for the month, I know that it was down. I need to go up or down on yours.
Other way.
There we go. 6.2% for June. That's to me is a big hit. For the new ones in here, what we talked about is we had a guy that basically in a roundabout way helped start the LRPC, Sam Gonzalez. He always said we had to clean our own house. So don't be updating tickets that doesn't.
And real quick, here's one so spirit TV on that 70 bar and
Were you talking to us?
I got you.
Oh. That sounded like something we were talking about. But Sam used to say, you know, clean your own house. And if you have someone in the office that keeps these tickets updated, make sure that the field people are communicating with that person in the office to not update tickets. I'm glad to say, or I'm not glad to say, but I'll be honest, if we told our guy that does our tickets to take one off and he updated. Well, I get all of our tickets when they're put in, when they're updated and all of that. So I contacted the superintendent. I said, are you or are you not done with that job? Well, yes. Why is the ticket being updated? So put the ball back in his court, which in turn he got with the guy in our office to make sure that was taken out of our system. You know, so things like that benefit every one of us, because if we take these update tickets out, then the locators don't have to worry about doing it. They're able to get to the new tickets. And my question on these tickets, this is for both of y'all, Ann and Tammy. Does that include the emergency tickets also? Okay. I'd be curious at how many emergency tickets is called in Mecklenburg County in a month's time. Just. You say it's San Diego? Georgia. Oh, I said that are emergency. Well, I feel your pain on that one. But no, not comment was made that is legitimate emergency tickets, not emergency tickets because, oh, I forgot to call a ticket in. Now I'm out there to work, so I'll just do it as an emergency so they get out there. If people are doing that, they can be charged for doing that. It's a misdemeanor,
Class 3 misdemeanor.
class 3.
Punishable by, class 3 misdemeanor, punishable by an imposition of penalties, which means monetary fines or a requirement to take education. That's decided upon by the Underground Damage Prevention Review Board or both.
And that's what I was getting ready to say was you can also be reported to the Underground Damage Prevention Review Board, which they have different steps there, whether it's training or whether you're fined up $2,500 for it, so.
Roger, for June, you had 928 of those tickets were considered emergency property. They fall under the new tickets, but 928 of them were deemed emergency. That is for June.
To me, seems like a lot. When the damages was only 234. I was gonna ask Court that number because I'm sure he knew it. But 928 emergency tickets for only 234 damages. Seems a little off tilt there, but, and I know we're getting good response from our locators for people that's not calling 811 to have tickets. My mind went blank there for a minute. To where when they go out and a contractor doesn't have a ticket, then they pass it along to 811 and then Ann and her team, I'm looking at Tammy, I'm calling Ann's name, but Ann and her team can get with them contractors if they're willing and give them information and hopefully educate them.
Roger, so far, just kind of looking at July, so far you've had up through today, 29,246 tickets for Meg. So you're already 1,000 up compared to the last month.
It'll be interesting on the rest of the numbers too, to see how that all falls in place. I still can't get over that 928 emergency tickets.
But Roger,
Yes.
but you know, when you look at emergency tickets and you look at 3-hour tickets, I mean, that's damage prevention. That's trying to do the right thing. That's trying to get paint on the ground. That's safety. I mean, it's a bad number, but it's a good number. It's, people are trying to do the right thing. So, when you look at the 3-hour tickets, people are realizing they don't have paint on the ground whenever there's emergencies, maybe there are, maybe they're not, but it's still damage prevention and trying to do a good job. I mean, there's room for improvement in all the areas, but, you can look at it as positively or negatively. I look at it as positive.
Well, I'm trying to be positive on that, Carl. You're right on that. Some of these 3-hour tickets is you do your initial ticket. You wait your 3 full working days, your crew gets out there. They do notice indicators of a utility being there. They do a 3-hour ticket. They wait 5 hours. Then they turn around and have to do another 3-hour ticket because the first one wasn't responded to.
Can't be in 3 hours, has to be a retransmit. Yeah. You can only do 1 3-hour.
And then the retransmit.
Retransmits, anything after that.
But even doing that, and I'm speaking from us, we had that happen, still didn't get a response. And Carl, to tell them what you've done is our guys looked at a pedestal that was about 75 foot away in one direction, a pedestal that was away about 25 foot in the other direction, did a line of sight and started potholing by hand and found the cables. Um, But at that point there, we've already got a day's worth of work in trying to protect a facility that should have been marked in the initial 3 days. That makes sense. Or I would venture to say the contractors are doing their part. They're trying to protect facilities. You know, when they see this, they're doing the 3 hours, the retransmitters. And actually, I don't know how many calls you get for y'all's truck to come out, vacuum excavate, trying to find things, which we have our own truck. And, but yes, the message is out as far as trying to protect the facilities, but then you hate to say it gets to a point where you've already paid a crew 8 hours, if not more, waiting on something that should have been done prior to them ever getting there. That's some issues that we've been running into. It's like I talked about at the state UCC meeting. I've had multiple contractors reach out to me, honestly, within the past month to month and a half of the tickets not being located on time. And an email going out they use military time on those at 23:55, saying that they can't get it located. How many people's up basically at midnight looking at their email to be able to tell the guys the next morning you can't go out there and do your job because it's an incomplete ticket? Or you get it to where it's considered an unlocatable and it's not verified till you do an update ticket. That's too long. If it's an unlocatable, Cody, I mean, you know about this, and I'm not picking on you. But if it's deemed an unlocatable in 3 days, that email comes out, and says the supervisor has to verify it, that supervisor should be there no later than the 4th day. Not when the ticket is due for an update. That way it can get turned over to Piedmont, and Piedmont can get it scheduled. Speaking of schedules, everybody works on a schedule. Everybody has deadlines. You don't meet that deadline, then you're paying LDs on it. So who do you go back to for that? You know, yes, this is all about damage prevention, and that's what we're trying to do. But we've got to figure out a better way to make it work. The midnight emails, not being able to get to it, or the email stating that they contacted someone and have set a marking schedule, that's not happening, but that's what the emails are saying. There's only like 3 names on our tickets. When that email comes across and I get it, I call them. Did you get a phone call? Did you get an email asking for this? Well, no, I've not heard anything. You know, and we've got a crew, we're just like everybody else. You've got a crew ready to be there. Or they get out there and say, we got some marks, but we don't have these marks, and we see this. So now we're into a 3-hour ticket. I don't know what the resolution to that is, besides manage our tickets better. Not call in tickets that you're not gonna get to for another week or so, or 2 weeks. Don't call that ticket in 2 weeks early. Do it the week before, 4 days before. That gives them that 3 days. Because when you're doing that, you know for a fact you're not gonna be there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They're taking away from people or companies that has their tickets in that's ready to go to work. And it goes back to the updates. Don't update tickets that doesn't need to be updated. We're all guilty of it. And if we all work together on it, then that takes that out to where the guys can get out there and get legitimate tickets located. Or these emergency tickets. Just, Daniel got his hand up on that one. Wait a minute, don't talk, I think everybody hear you.
I want to make sure I understand it correctly. So like let's say the destroyed March ticket, I guess this would be for Ann or Tammy, is that correct that they cannot, on a destroyed March ticket, specify what utilities they may not need marked? And I say that as, for example, I had a gentleman in his area, he had about 20 destroyed March tickets come in yesterday, but the water was still marked. But he had to get over there and respond to those tickets for that. That's what I was kind of curious.
Only 3 hours can you request the individual one.
That's got me thinking on that one. You want a destroyed March ticket, and I know where Daniel's coming from on this. Could we not specify? I mean, you could say communication because you're not sure whether it's AT&T, Spectrum, Google, whoever all these other ones are out there. Stop. But I mean, obviously, if the water's still marked, power's still marked, gas is there. To me, actually three major ones. Yeah. Honestly. So if those three are marked, what, just curiosity, Daniel, do you know what his damage mark ticket was for? Communication or?
It was communication.
Okay, communication.
Communication, something he received done, and he went out there, knowing it was already marked, but that's time spent, with something he was already marking, to go over there to maybe to clear out something that was visible right at first.
I don't know, breaking that down would ease up any burden. That's what I was thinking too. When he says that, you know, my wheels were turning at that time because I'm not picking on you, you know. But you locate numerous facilities. So if you're going out there to mark one, you might as well make sure the others are done too. So if you're still getting that ticket, either way it goes. Yeah, so it wouldn't be.
And this stuff is based on the law.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I mean, these processes
Yeah.
are based on the law. So
yes, yes.
it's, you know, just a reminder, on the excavator side, there is that responsibility to do your best to protect those marks and preserve them. And if there should be a destroyed mark, you are to request that remark with the notification center. So that's black and white out of the, you know, out of the law. Yeah.
You know,
So it's basically everybody doing their part.
there's no gray area in that one, Dan.
I just said that in reference to the time. It had to be
Yeah.
honest.
It is, I don't disagree, and I'm sure, you know, I'm not speaking for you, but very time consuming for y'all where y'all could be on a legitimate ticket. Not that a damage mark ticket's not legitimate, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but you would have more time to get to the new tickets. Let me put it that way. If that's something that's being discussed.
So I'm just looking at the numbers for July. I'm looking at the numbers just, you know, up through today for July, and there are 2,318 destroyed marks tickets of the total of 219,786. So
That sound, you know, when she first said that, that sounds like a lot. Destroyed more, 2,000 and something, but yeah, we have a total of 29,000 tickets. So it is. I hope that's not going to start showing a trend. And more.
well, you gotta look at the weather too.
Yeah,
these
we-
destroyed marks might have come in the last week.
From the rain.
The rain.
You haven't had rain at your house this month, you've been forced, what you got?
I'm curious on it, for the story mark ticket, it's still, what, how many days are located? Almost 72 hours.
Destroyed mark is still 3 full business days.
Why not just scrap the story mark to say you're gonna call me tickets, you won't be marked? But if you're doing the same thing anyway, what it sounds like. As a by law, the requirement is everyone's got to remark it no matter what, you can't specify.
I'd be curious too.
It just depends on where it falls at that time period. You know, it's a judgment.
That's what I was saying, where is that falling within the
Yeah.
time that ticket was first sent out to an update time for when you're doing a mark ticket? Why do an update if you're within that window versus market?
And I would say it helps the locator to prioritize that. If I get a new ticket, that's just a normal new ticket, that's due 3 days from now, or whatever, I'll get to it in 3 days, but if I see it's destroyed marks prioritized, it's not a 3 hour, so I don't have to give it over there right away, but I know destroyed marks, they're trying to do the job, so I will prioritize that one first.
Last month, there was 2,651, so you're already talking about over 300 extra tickets
On the story.
yesterday, last month, but, once again, until midnight tonight, I'll have true numbers.
He's had his hand up back here.
I know myself. I've had short walk. They didn't get to the job till another week. So.
I'm gonna say with that, you could get with Danny. I'm gonna say he's your supervisor, let's pay works. San Diego. Sorry, San Diego. But you get with him and let him know, I'm gonna move over here, that way he can say something out of the way. But you get with San Diego that, hey, I'm out here on the destroyed marks ticket, the contractor's not here, and there's no sign of him even being. And that way San Diego can turn right around to Ann and Tammy, say, hey, we have this contractor that's doing this.
I don't think that's happening. And then other boys, are they supposed to go out and survey the, they're supposed to go out and say, okay, before they call it, destroyed mark. Again,
You're asking me a question that I can't answer.
Right.
But my response should be yes. Okay?
Okay, should be. So that's that
They
green.
check the positive response, and if it shows that it's marked and everything, it should be marked. Then if they go out there-
I see all 3, 4 marks of everybody that still is short mark. So I'm just very curious.
But you know, and I'm gonna ask this as far as those destroyed mark tickets, and I'm gonna pick on Jason on this. Say me and Jason's on the same project. Both of us have tickets. Say he got there before I did. He run equipment over and stuff like that, then I get out there and I don't see any marks, then I do a damage mark ticket.
Destroyed mark.
I'm sorry, yes, thank you. No, just ask court, we don't have damages, but destroyed marks. You know, and I'm asking that, is that on a big project type? Ticket that you're getting that on, or is that just a standalone project?
I'll say, for example, and this is just on the Charlotte Ward side, we know with certain projects and stuff being done, say we have a ticket that's, let's say due date is tomorrow, we're working on it. We get to a point where, let's say it's gonna rain again later today. We already know it's gonna rain, so we're gonna do our best to market, because we already know the destroyed mark tickets coming in. Whether it's destroyed marks or not, when that ticket's coming. So marking best you can and get ready to go out and do it again, even though you know it's already marked.
And I agree with you on that with this month alone with the rain we've had.
carefully, my other one that is already. That's what usually causes these gonna locate in, so like destroy mark tickets that's for the original ticket, they don't extend the life of the ticket. That's something a lot of companies don't know. A lot of times like, oh, I get extra 15 days. You don't. But at the same time, that's the whole point of them, like, why not just scrap it? Because let's say they wait till the 10th business day of the life of the ticket. On March, like, I'm gonna call it destroy March. But it's an ongoing project. What's gonna happen again in 5 days? The located company's also gonna get the update. But then they spend upon we get 40 destroy mark tickets, and then 5 days later, we get 40 remark tickets for the update. So why not just make A valid destroy marks does count as a new ticket with new 15 days, so you don't have to update it again. Or if it's just gonna cause that kind of collusion all the time, just scrap it, so they don't
You can't scrap something that's in the law.
pay for all, we're doing that.
That's what they're working on now, this.
I mean,
But they're not gonna scrap the destroyed marks when, you know, it's meant for a reason is.
but I would just suggest maybe make it where that counts
So
for
I
new
think-
15 days.
And if you're seeing a trend on a particular excavator, then let us know and let us educate them to say, hey, if you're, you know, if you're seeing it's towards the end of the life of the ticket, and you're gonna continue past that 15 working days, then just go ahead and call in, you know, an update ticket.
You're allowed to call them not for 10 days. Prior to the ticket, offense.
That's a new ticket.
Correct.
But that's gonna go away, obviously, from the new law.
Okay, I would think.
There'd be no need for that, but yeah, I mean, if you're seeing a trend on some contractors, let us help them understand, you know, it'd be easier if they just go ahead and call in update tickets since it's right at the end of the life of the ticket.
Well, most time they won't notice it's a lot on all the update and
But-
everything.
But back to your point, I mean, so as a locator, you know, if you get a destroyed mark ticket, then that cues you in, hey, they've lost the marks due to rain or whatever. You know, are you looking at your priority, and I know you shouldn't, but are you looking at the priority of a destroyed mark ticket different compared to an update ticket?
It does because it comes to contract with volume, so it depends on the,
So that's the whole point of it. They're trying to be as accurate as possible to help you discern how to schedule your day, but still at the end of the day, that can only be utilized until that ticket expires. And then after that, it does have to be.
Why not just use 3 hours instead? of destroying?
You can do that one time.
That's not what it's designed for. You're putting stress on the system. If it's a destroyed mark, that 3 hour is either you haven't responded or you see evidence of a facility. So it wouldn't be fair for them to respond,
Okay.
you know,
so
automatically
as a
in 3
contractor-
hours.
As a contractor, I'm out there digging, and I show up the next morning on my job, and my mark's destroyed overnight. Like, I'm gonna shut down the whole crew unless I call 3 hours, right?
No, they're not calling or I'm sorry, did you say a destroyed mark?
Well, yeah, I can't see my mark, so.
That's not what a 3 hour ticket's for. The law is very clear about what it's used for. And I'm saying,
I
you know,
feel
we're
like
both hats.
what we started doing, we're no better than anybody else, okay? Prior to our guys starting, they take pictures and video of that project, because we all know you're gonna have those marks that's from me to field, and you're working here, next thing you know, you gotta walk that track over down there to pick something up. And by the time you turn around and walk by, they're gone.
And also a best practice, you know, as a contractor, and Roger, you can speak to this. When your folks go out there, are you, before you start, are you attempting to preserve the market? Are you
We do
doing some
everything we
offset?
can.
Exactly.
Pictures, video, and we'll do some
Right.
offsets depending on,
A lot of jobs are not the only contractor.
well, we are.
Well, you have
We have-
subs and come in and help sometimes.
So that comes back
Not
to
really.
education.
It was very safe to tell you.
You've got to be educated, all these people need to be educated because if you don't continue that education down the food chain, that's why we're in the predicament we are now. And just because becomes continued noise in the system. It puts strain on the locators, it puts strain on you guys, as excavators, it puts strain on the whole system in general. So if everybody understands the process and tries to do their best to preserve it, and it's a smoother process, and no, it's your problem, no, it's your problem, it's everybody's problem, because we've all got to do our part.
And I would say, I'll go back from the beginning, thank y'all for being here. And what we're trying to do is get more contractors in here for where that education's going on out, and it's not, he said or she said, you know, this way, it's here. They have, you got some of the books where I say y'all do have them. You, okay,
Yeah.
but say you invite a sub or something like that that comes, it's not sure. They always have, I'm gonna say that, most of the time they have this material, they run out, they're just like the rest of us.
But they're easily accessible.
That app, how much was that app?
It's free.
Oh, on that free app on the
$3.99.
phone. I think we have a good time in here, but yes, all that information, do you have that app on the phone? Okay, so y'all already there, everything's there. Us old people had to try to figure it out, them new ones, them young ones can do it quick. But the more contractors that we can get involved in these meetings, the better off everybody is. Because you see who's in here.
At the end of the
Facility
day, it's a
owners,
cause and effect.
locators.
It's a cause and effect.
Uh-huh.
What you do affects someone else. So the more you can kind of understand the big picture, the better it helps the entire process.
I've got a question.
Wait a minute, Bill.
It may be a bad one. Not from you. Years ago, I did a little bit of research on local.
Put it to your mouth.
Okay, I said, years ago, I did a little bit of research on local, and I looked at so many tickets showing up for city. And then, you know, even going through the filter and everything else, and then I looked at my staff, do the filter. There was no way that you could physically get to every site you want to get to for that. No travel. Do it. So I'm wondering if, and I'm not discounting all effort, you've got to minimize redundant work, trying to shrink your time down, not all the way located. But I really think something's got to be done to address just sheer locators that are out there to do them. I don't think there's no locators out there to do them.
There's not. They're like the rest of us.
Yeah, I wonder if you couldn't, one call, we can get involved,
Oh, we
maybe
are,
with local.
we are,
Local calls.
we are. We had a call yesterday.
Okay, that's all I'm
Yeah.
saying, because there's not enough.
So that kind of, goes back to some members are screening tickets to assist with that. So you've got AT&T, I mean, Brightspeed's doing it. We've got all these different vendors, or excuse me, members that are screening, so that somewhat helps. And then, yes, we had a call yesterday. Tammy's part of, a task team with, Rowan Cabarrus
Community College.
so the ultimate goal is to create these training programs that can provide some employable people that have some basic understanding. It's a work in progress because it's something that we're trying to get nationally a certification. So it's definitely a work in progress, but yeah, kind of like a lineman school. You go, you have a 16-week class, then you get picked up, you're an apprentice, blah, blah, blah. So, and I'm just speaking on behalf of all you, on average 2 years, to really feel like you really got it down pat. So it's a challenge. Pardon me?
I figured out how to locate for money.
So yeah, we are absolutely working on that. It's been a pleasure.
And I will say that Ann's been really
Y'all killing me.
pushing that
From a national perspective.
Yeah, she's really been pushing that from a national perspective for at least 5 years. And I think that, you know, it's kind of talked about and then kind of not talked about, but this group of folks with Roa and Cabarrus, I hope will really push that forward because the need's there, obviously. And I would love to see a locator get a professional certification that says, yes, I took this class, I, you know, tested and this is my profession.
I think a lot of, and I just had this discussion this morning with one of our foremen, is this is probably gonna be for the old people in here, not the young ones. But when you're going through high school, what your counselor always tell you, you don't want to grow up and be a ditch digger. You know,
They make good money too.
I heard that the whole time I was in high school. That's all you heard. Well, you need to get better grades. You need to go to college. You don't want to grow up and be a ditch digger. How many ditch diggers you got out here that didn't go to college and paying that college back, however much it was? I didn't go, so I don't know. I'm making a whole lot more than people are.
So you're saying you didn't listen to guidance counselor?
No, I didn't listen. I don't, to this point, there's still a lot of people I don't listen to. I mean, that's not going to change till the day they put me in the ground. But no, I didn't, well, I did in a way. I did in a way. For 28 years, I did something totally different. Then I didn't listen to them. I was like, what I was going to get to, Cody, and this is for both of y'all. I know y'all have classes, ongoing classes all the time for new locators. And I think y'all just had 100 and something come out, or getting ready to, or.
I mean, for now, the Charlotte district put a little bit of a hold on training because we're very stacked up.
Not about it. Oh, it's not.
Yeah, 300 some locators out there where historically we were struggling to even reach like 175. So the numbers have increased. Our training class has been revamped a couple of months ago. So now instead of like a 2-3 week class, they're going through several months, several different certifications in-house. So that when they get into the field, they're just, you know, a lot more able to. So everything's kind of improving in that regard. I know it's not overnight. Nobody's perfect, but we're getting there. As far as, you know, college classes, that sort of thing, I don't know a whole lot, but USIC partnered with, I think, Indiana University, where we're headquartered up there in Indianapolis, but they've got some actual like college classes set up and people attending class and doing that sort of thing. So that idea is supposed to be spreading more and more. But yeah, like I said, Charlotte USIC, we've gone from 150 to 300 some locators in the district, not just in Charlotte, but the surrounding area. But yeah, a lot more locators out there. You know, I used to have 12 people on my crew, and now I have 22. So, you know, it's looking better. Instead of my specific crew being at 12 days in queue for tickets to get done, it's my group is now a day and a half about. So each group is different, but things are trending in the right direction. It just takes a little bit of time to get there where we want to be.
So year-to-date locate requests for Mecklenburg County were down year-to-date. 3 hour, sorry, that's what, I didn't add that part. 3 hour requests were down, so
Year to date, everything was back.
yes.
But that's good to know, but, you know, we're all in the same boat together as far as finding help. Finding good help is what I should have said. You can find help, or you can find people that want a job, it's just finding the people that want a job and work too.
Yeah, so that's the other thing, finding better help. We boosted the starting wage a couple of times, and actually the people that were getting into interviews and into the classes are just, I mean, a night and day difference. When I started supervising a couple of years ago, the trainees I would get were not the best, but now it's, like I said, a night and day difference. So we're getting there.
Everything's going underground, so we've all got to get better. What comes down. You got
For us, we have the issue of, you know, what they call ethanol, right, people, whatever, project, ethanol. We lost, 15 people in there, and they started up and everything. That's been our success. Have the opportunities. We only have so many supervisor positions, and they want to grow, so it's kind of like, I can't really damper the guy that wants to move up, but. Robert. But that's been our, like, most recent thing. We got new people in the field now, and we get new people in the field that is the same way, and then we got the trainer. They know how, but they don't know what they want yet. That makes sense.
It does, because you can know how to show. But do you know how to show?
And that's the best way to put it when it comes to locating.
It is. And we're all fighting the same battle. So, you know, it's not just the locators. It's not just the contractors. It's everybody. You know, I guarantee if we had 100 people walk in that door right now looking for a job, we'd all be jumping on, trying to get it. We all need it. But that's a whole different ballgame. Moving along, anybody got any questions on what all we just rambled on about? That'd be a good way to put it.
That's a good way. That's accurate.
In other words,
Yeah, let's keep rambling on to something else called damages.
yeah.
Which one of y'all's going? Tracy's got the paper back there. She's throwing the flag at me. It's not ever sure, so that's why.
So we gotta trade it off every time.
Well, that's why I stood up here and asked the question.
So in June, we had, a total of 8 AT&T damages for the marked or not marked. We have a total of 7 spectrum line damages. 3 of those were marked and 4 of them not marked. Duke Energy, we had a total of 4. 2 of those were marked and 2 of those were not marked. And P&G, we had a total of 2, 1 marked, 1 not marked.
With your communication cables, were those drops or what are the services?
Normally, if somebody hits a drop or something like that, I don't know if you guys are pushing the mark drops down, but I know at one point, most of them drops are marked anyway.
I'm
So
just curious.
most of the time, this is bigger than drop. All right, so for our stuff, we've had 22 water services hit, 7 water mains hit, 5 sewer services hit, and 2 sewer mains. That we know of so far.
Only broken water mains.
I don't keep track of those. One really big one. Yeah, it left a really big sinkhole.
Still working, I have two, I can say, we had 14 on our end, I thought, for the and the majority of those 6 were from the, because they're marketing higher scope. And the next high contender was just no conflict. Or you put no conflict on the ticket, there's no mark on.
Oh.
Then we have 3 that was just naturally marked.
Oh, I don't have damage numbers. Sorry.
You'll have hard to find.
Yeah, I'm helping you out.
Scott, you got anything but happy to be. There y'all go. No, sir.
But I was gonna talk, in reference to Eric Prince asked me to share this with you. We're hosting a class here, August 15th. It's advanced utility locating in Mackin. So if anybody's interested, we're hosting it here. You go with him, and it's just going over locating equipment and the theory of locating. So if you have anybody, it'll be here August 15th. Yeah, 94. So if you need more information, I have it, or you can reach out to Eric Prince from Trace Electronics.
That's good information right there. Never said no. I'm gonna go back down the middle before I mess up. What about y'all? Y'all like Scott, y'all just happy to be here, and we're just tickled thinking that you're here. Hey, why you got it, you can talk about your Sam stuff, and then you can talk about your state UCC stuff.
All right, I have nothing with regards to Sam. Our outspoken one, though, is not here today. On the state front, though, I did move up to chair of the state UCC. So a quick update on that. Thank you to everybody who came here a couple weeks ago for our state UCC meeting. I was happy to have it here in Charlotte. We had a great turnout for that. We did elect our new secretary. His name is Will Prescott. He's with Greenville Utilities, so he will be sitting on the committee for the next 3 years. A save the date will be going out pretty soon for the conference next year. We're starting to work out our breakout sessions, speakers, that kind of thing. But I said a save the date will be going out here probably within the next month or so. And then our next meeting will be September 10th. And although the state revolves around Charlotte, we are going east to Jacksonville. That's all I have. Thanks.
Lindsay's your chair this year of the state UCC. So there is a little work going into setting up that conference and the speakers and all the minutia behind that, you know, meals and hotels and locations and all that stuff. So we're really grateful that she's going to be heading that up.
Sorry, I need to provide, because the save the date is not sufficient enough for Roger. The 2025 conference will be in Wilmington or Wrightsville Beach, sorry, at the Hotel Lumina. And we made the decision to move it back a little bit because holding it in April always seems to conflict with a lot of other conferences. So we will be having it in May, and it will be May the 14th.
Move up here to Kyle. I'm so excited.
We're talking about damages, I prevent them.
That's what we have here, right there. You do not have any because you prevent. And how did you prevent those damages?
Probably.
And
South Duty Incorporated.
there we go. Brett, what about CDOT?
Got no damage.
Anything big projects, anything like that?
Yes. Duke Energy's got the large duct bank system going down 43, it's moving rather slowly. But they're not proposing, they have 2 large duct banks. One going down Park Road between Woodlawn and Selwyn Bridge, and then South Boulevard between Scaly Park and Woodlawn. They're looking to do both of those simultaneously, one at night and one in the day, so that's gonna be a huge headache for traffic. And then just, I don't know, y'all tried it. It's great. I'm glad to see you guys are done.
Hey, we're moving out. Hi, Jason, you got two tasks here. The first task is you can talk about state utilities issues, and the second one, you can talk about that nuclear safety and risk management.
State utility has no issues whatsoever. We're extremely busy, which is good. We did purchase another construction company, Hall Construction, or Hall Contractor. We brought in their gas line division, so we're getting into the PHMSA stuff. So that's, I thought I got out of the gas industry, and now they pull me back in, but that's okay. The other thing too, so I'm the chairman for the new Safety and Risk Management Committee. And we have a meeting coming up August 13th, and we're gonna have that at the 811 Center in Greensboro. So we're gonna meet up there. And what we've done is a year-long project, or a year-long kind of theme of work zone safety. And we've started at the state level, and I will steal a little thunder from AGC, because I'm part of that group as well, and on the subcommittee for AGC, but we have passed in both North and South Carolina a new law that's going to be going into effect August 27th, I believe. It's already.
That's the sign for South Carolina.
It's just, okay, for North Carolina. South Carolina. That's what he said. Anyway, they're going to sign that into law August 27th. So what it's going to do is it's going to make it mandatory for new drivers to go through some construction zone safety training. What do the signs mean? What does this do? And because it is the biggest danger as utility workers that we really truly face. I mean, when you look at the fatalities across the board, being struck by drivers or work zone incidents are our number one cause for fatalities and serious injuries. So, and that's with the AGC. But we did kind of piggyback on what they were doing as well, because it is so important. So our meeting in August we're going to be discussing what happens inside the work zone. We've got a good presenter in Horace Dozier from Paragon. He's a retired Air Force veteran, and he worked for the DOT as well. And now he's their Paragon safety risk management person. So he's going to be giving the presentation there. We're also going to be taking a look at the new education trailer for 811. So we've got a pretty packed agenda. They're good meetings. And like Roger said earlier, it's just really a good way to network and meet people in our industry, to gain information and gain safety, and send your folks home safe every day. So, hope to see you there.
Just a couple of things to coattail off of Jason was, yes, we do have a signing with the South Carolina governor the 27th of August, where that law does go into effect right then. It's pretty much already in. I think this is just the picture taking ceremony part. The North Carolina side is still trudging along, but I hate to say, for some reason, South Carolina jumped on board on it that quick. And that subcommittee he's talking about, both of us sat on it. It's been a hectic subcommittee, I guess you could say. We started out with 5 people on it trying to come up with something, and now there's probably 15 to 18 people, and we have representatives from DOT on it and different organizations that really jumped on. One thing I can say for North Carolina is that it's partnered between North Carolina DOT and the SHP. They have these blue light trailers that if you're out on a big project on the interstate, you can request these blue light trailers. Everybody knows when you see blue lights, what's the first thing you do is slow down. A couple of weeks ago at our board meeting at 811 Centers, I was going up 40, there was one. And as you come up on it, the blue lights came on, then it said radar enforced. So I don't know if they are running radar off of those trailers, and it's getting a picture of your pack. It wasn't me that the thing went off on, because when I seen that, I slowed down.
Well, you weren't speaking.
I wasn't, no. But if that's happening, that'd be great. I'm gonna try to find out a little bit more on that. But just last week, we talked about fatalities in work zones. Did everybody see that happened on 95, Interstate 95 here in North Carolina? The tractor trailer that hit the 2 passenger vehicles and then 2 more tractor trailers. 5 people lost their lives in that. And that was the road users slowing down for a construction zone. I'm sure it was probably down to a 1-lane deal. Everybody was slowing down, stopping, except for this one tractor trailer that never slowed down or touched its brakes. And unfortunately took out 5 road users. It was not construction workers, but anyway, it's still not good. 5 people lost their lives for no reason, just be a fair way to put it. You know, and that's one reason on this work zone, we have been pushing for and have pushed it to where it's at now is to get the road users to pay more attention to the signages and all of that. Now, from the construction side, let's help protect our people too by not leaving the signs up when we're not out there working. Because everybody in here, I'm sure, is considered a road user. Everybody drove here, so you're a road user. How many times do you get used to seeing that sign?
3 times on my way here this morning, there were signs up that indicated a lane closure. And to get over, there was not 1 lane closed off. No, it was outside of Meg.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
I know that David, wanted to briefly touch on, Project
I'm
Atlas.
getting there.
Thank you, sir.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. You have it besides that?
Yeah. P&G had 67 damages for June, 21 of which were excavator failed to protect shore support. 14 were located here, and 11 were no call, 811.
That's crazy. To me, there's no reason behind that, but I said something. All the billboards that's out there, y'all have 811 signs up, we have 811 signs up. I know the city has them up. People can't say they don't know. You go to Lowe's, buy a shovel, it's got a wrap on it, call it 811. I mean, I hope y'all got that and has passed that along. You know, I know you have.
They give the no calls to Lewis, Joel Benson.
What's up, old buddy, old pal? I'm still waiting on my donuts.
There's a contractor that's calling in there, emergency tickets and not bringing tickets. Yeah, that's the one. I asked him what he was trying to do was, reach out to me to try to get tickets done. I actually told him to look at the ticket with me because it didn't look right, and that's part of the problem. They call them emergency tickets and expect something to get done. They're calling them regular tickets.
So they're not educated on what payment for.
They're educated, but they're trying to take advantage of the system. That's what we do. And when I started asking questions and kind of gave them off that Tammy said, he kind of backed off. I hadn't got a call back from him, but I can't remember how he went.
Behavior change.
Yeah, since I asked him, started asking questions.
Is that the guy I sent the email to?
It's possible.
You slept a time or two since then.
Hey, y'all would call me out like that. Christian?
Only one thing, Annie brought up the screening of the calls. Has there been any feedback, positive, negative from the excavators on stuff that maybe was screened
out that maybe should have been, or how is that working right now?
On which one?
I guess it's.
I know we are, let's see, and I'm not sure. Okay, Brian's on. I know we are dealing with the, just the transition on the SNN, project for Brightspeed. But otherwise, certainly if you hear of some items that you're seeing issues with, let us know and we'll dig into it. But other than that, it's just a cost savings for the member to be able to screen.
You good on that, Chris? Just happy to be here like everybody else.
And I'm the last to go.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I don't know. We had a good meeting yesterday in Raleigh, on the lake. I think they had more tickets. But anyway, we had my boss from the NCDOT came over, we gave a big spiel on Project Atlas. One thing I'll probably do is just maybe try to get some type of program put together. And each and every one of y'all in here can go in and view Project Atlas now, since they've got things put onto the web. There are certain utilities we have to sign EDAs with that, they're scanned out and you can't see that on the web. But anyway, that's what's happening. And it was a really big deal. I mean, she talked for about 20 minutes or so. Our internet wasn't as fast up there. I mean, inside the menu, there's no web access in there, so it's pretty slow. But we were able to see parts of what has been put in the Atlas. There's 700 layers in Atlas. There are things you can see. One that really got me, and I didn't even know it was in there, was inside the layer was roasted flooded. I mean, yeah, it was all the way out. I didn't even know that layer was in there. I know from coming from the NCDOT, they used it a lot in project development. And that was the big thing that we talked about yesterday. Also inside, they're getting not only STIP projects, but more of they're also loading a lot of the DDC that come out of the division that projects. Not only central, you'd have division-led projects coming during the STIP, but these are locally, designed projects. Your little roundabouts, little turn lanes, things like that. So there's a lot of information in there. Maybe I'll try to get that program put together and maybe show it to y'all in the meeting.
I'll go ahead and pull it up while you're.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate I missed that one yesterday, but it was a
So
conference.
as you see here, and I'm gonna kind of regurgitate what she said, if you just Google NCDOT and Atlas, you'll see that it'll pull up Atlas resources, and you click down, and then there's all these Atlas GIS layers. I think she mentioned 750 layers. But in order to get access to this, you do need to request a NCID number. And you can do that, by just going out Google NCDID or NCID number. And you can be given, depending upon, I guess, your credentials, but it is free. So encourage you guys to, you can see it's downloading. They are going to go to the cloud with this, I understand, so it should go a whole lot quicker, but there are a ton of GIS layers on there. So anyone that's given them their maps, I know you use the example of City of Raleigh, right, David? So you could see their, their manholes or, anything, so to speak. But of course, it's going to take a while to download. But anyway, would encourage you if you're interested in seeing all those layers. It is very powerful of what they have. So, all right, that's it.
You've got the online people, that way we see.
Yes, sorry.
No,
Let
you're
me go
fine.
back to you.
Does anybody online have anything to add?
I'd like to add to what Ron has said earlier, gas damages.
Okay, Brian. Or
It's
I'm
Joel.
sorry, Joel. But I'm
Yeah.
looking at three different things here.
It's all right. I've been called worse. Anyways, compared to last month of May, these are June numbers. We had we had the same amount of damages each month, 68. 68 damages of the gas facilities is, if I heard right, you had 234 overall damages reported in Mecklenburg. That would be 29% of all damages were gas facilities. The other thing that I'd like to bring up is the DPT for the last, through the year to this point through June is 1.67 DPT, and compared to last month of 1.57. So that's trending the wrong way, but that's still a very good number at 1.67. Previous years have been over 2.1 each of the last 3 years prior to 24. And the one last thing, I don't like to say this, but 42 of the 68 damages were attributed to excavations. And that's a high number. It's 62% of the damages to gas facilities were due to excavator related damages. Just wanted to share those few points with you. And let me make sure there's nothing else here. The 11 of the damages were of excavators was due to no notification. And that's, again, I think you've talked about that earlier, but of the gas damages, 11 of them were associated with the root cause of no notification. So that's it. Thanks.
Look, you got to quit blaming us people with big ditches now. No, I'm just kidding, Joel. Anybody else online? Court, you have anything else?
No, Tammy, Roger, good meeting, a lot of good information. Thank you.
Jim Collins? Fred, you have anything? Not even gonna attempt that last name. Brian, you have anything else? And Teresa Watley. Am I missing anybody else online? Okay.
Great meeting, healthy discussion. Thank you. I don't have any other comments.
Okay, thank you, Teresa. Anybody in the room have anything? Got to pull up my calendar for the next meeting.
August 28th. August 28th is our next meeting.
And where's that at?
It should be, as of right this moment, at Piedmont Natural Gas, but I will double check to make sure they're available.
Anybody have anything else? Be sure to invite other excavators, contractors, subcontractors, whoever. The more we can get this message out, the better off we'll all be. With that,